Welcome back to First Take, coming to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. Now, guys, Andrew Luck stunned the world with his news that he was going to retire at the age of 29. Stephen A., who is most to blame for Luck's early retirement?
I'm going to go the route of Jim Irsay,
Why?
Owner for the Indianapolis Colts, because he left Ryan Grigson in there as the GM for those 5 years, from 2012 to the 2016 season. The first 3 years that Andrew Luck was in the National Football League, they won 11-5 each year. They lost a wild card spot. Then they advanced to the divisional playoff spot the second year. Then they advanced to the AFC Championship game their third year. During that period of time, Andrew Luck was sacked 100 times. During that period of time, he was hit about 200 times. Over the course of his career, Andrew Luck was sacked 174 times. Last year, he was sacked 18 times. That means, what do you got? 156 sacks that was on Grigson's docket in the time that Andrew Luck was the quarterback under his stewardship. He did not get the man an offensive line. He did not get the man a decent running game at all. The combination of those two things put immense pressure on him, and that led to what we've witnessed with Andrew Luck walking away. And the reason why I say Irsay is because Irsay is the one that was willing to let go of Peyton Manning, that talked about Andrew Luck and what he was going to mean to this franchise, that was hell-bent and committed. You got to remember, they cried together. I'm talking about him, Grigson, Pagano, okay?
Right.
And they talked about what the goals were, what the aspirations were, and there was friction once upon a time between Pagano and Grigson, according to numerous reports where Irsay was going to make a decision in letting one or the other go, and then he ended up keeping both of them. And so for me, I'm looking at the buck stopping with him, recognizing the fact that you got a franchise caliber quarterback who loved, you know this because you went to school with Andrew Luck.
Absolutely.
Of all the things that Andrew Luck was revered for, it wasn't just his ability, Will.
Yep.
It was the fact that he was considered a guy that was a football junkie, that loved and cared about doing nothing else other than playing football. So if you have that, for him to get to a point where he quit, it clearly is a health issue. You jeopardized it by not prioritizing protecting your franchise quarterback, and you, Irsay, the owner, had the power to make that happen, and you didn't prioritize it.
All right, let me offer a different answer, Stephen A.
Sure.
And I don't even think you're going to disagree with this that thoroughly. But
okay.
Look, the person, and I'm answering this because this is the way that Roz has asked us the question.
Sure.
The person that's most to blame for Andrew Luck's early retirement is Andrew Luck. Now, I'm not trying to give a Joel Osteen or T.D. Jakes Sunday sermon here, but we are the authors of our life. And listen, I've been to plenty of public and private Stephen A. Smith talks. I've seen you speak to the University of Alabama. I've been to ad meetings with you. You are the one responsible for your life. If you are checking out early, if he's retiring early, it's his choice, his decision, and therefore it is on Andrew Luck. And I actually find that a very enabling thing to say. Don't paint this picture of victimhood, that no matter where you find yourself in life, it's somebody else's fault, because that neuters you, it undercuts you. If Andrew Luck is going to make a comeback, do you know whose fault that will be? Andrew Luck's. So we let him author his own decisions. He made this decision. I give that man this respect. But you're right about one thing. You're right about Ryan Grigson, okay? I'm not going to put this on Jim Irsay because Jim Irsay is also the guy that hired Chris Ballard. He knew when to get it right at some point. But Ryan Grigson—
2 years too late.
It might have been 2 years too late, and that is fair.
Right.
Ryan Grigson's stewardship of the early part of Andrew Luck's career is malpractice. It truly is. You talked about the quality of that offensive line, and I think we have a graphic that can show exactly the kind of teams that Andrew Luck was surrounded by early on. But these are the guys, you were talking about how much he'd been hit, right? These are the guys in the league who were hit from 2012 to 2016 the most per game. But I want to even tell you what's worse than that. Grigson, in that same time frame, he drafted just 3 offensive linemen before round 7.
That's right.
Round 7.
That's right.
3 in that 3 or 4 year period where Andrew Luck is getting absolutely battered, that he went to the draft and attempted to find reinforcements. The minute that Chris Ballard came in and he went to the draft, he found Ryan Kelly, he found Quentin Nelson, he started protecting Andrew Luck, and you gave the stat that his sacks went down to 18. If there is someone besides Andrew Luck to say who was responsible, it is Ryan Grigson.
Well, let me tell you why I think you're wrong about the Andrew Luck part. Yeah, we talk about personal responsibility. But, Will Cain, if somebody put my voice, my overall health in jeopardy, then I am a victim. Now, if there is a way for me to avoid that and it's self-inflicted, you're right. If I sit up there contrary to what people believe, and even my family will tell you this, as demonstrative as I can be, as bombastic as I can be, I'm actually I'm actually a cool brother. I mean, I actually like to be at a family barbecue, sit back, recline, relax. I actually don't want to debate. I actually want to chill out. And when I go to a party, all right, like I did one of my boys, CC Raymond, I went to his party in Long Island and cats were coming up to me trying to talk sports. I'm like, no, I ain't here for that.
I'm
trying to relax. I ain't trying to do that. You understand? I know how to step back. Now, if I took this same veracity, this same loquaciousness, and it existed everywhere I went, that's on me. If I'm shutting the hell up when I leave this show, and I leave my radio show, or I leave Sports Center, okay, and things that ESPN or Will Cain or somebody else is doing to me is jeopardizing my health, damn it, that ain't on me. Andrew Luck plays for the Indianapolis Colts. His job is to be quarterback. You are Ryan Grigson. You are Jim Irsay, the owner, overseeing Ryan Grigson. I got a franchise quarterback that is succeeding the great Peyton Manning. I'm telling everybody and their grandmama, we going to win a Super Bowl with this brother. That's why we could let go of Peyton Manning, okay? And I allow a subordinate to go about the business of drafting 3 guys before the 7th round in years where Andrew Luck is being sacked 100 times and hit even more. Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, all guys earlier on in their career who ran the football considerably more than Andrew Luck. Not that he can't run, but they ran more than he did. So them being subjected to more hits per game is reasonable to comprehend. Andrew Luck, being a guy that's capable of being a pocket passer, having the mass, the girth, the size on him, the height on him to throw over, offensive and defensive linemen and flinging that football down the field, to put him in a position where he was subjected to such putrid offensive lines for so many years to protect him is inexcusable. And the owner, Jim Irsay, owns that.
And I want to let
not
Ryan
Andrew Luck.
It is, and what that Ryan Grigson is responsible for is wasting and to some extent hurting the talents of Andrew Luck.
Okay.
But to say that he's responsible for his retirement today, I think takes Andrew Luck out of the only decisions in his life.
Fair question. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that Andrew Luck retired due to injury?
I think he do. Yes, in part. It's the injury, it's the exhaustion. As he said, it's the rehab and the recuperation. But it's not because he couldn't play anymore.
I'm saying,
but it's not because he couldn't play.
Well, wait a minute, Will. He hasn't played really since April. I mean, he came back, he got some injury in April, and
he didn't say I'm incapable of playing.
But what I'm saying
he didn't say I have a career-ending
I'm not saying
injury.
he said that. I'm saying we know that because they wouldn't put him on the field for preseason games. They couldn't put him on the field. He couldn't get on the field. He wasn't practicing. Well, he didn't practice OTA. He didn't practice in training camp.
Yes, he has
but
a
I'm saying, so the pain, injury. So he kept incurring these injuries, and his ability to withstand it, to have that intestinal fortitude to overcome it, just wasn't there. Where'd that come from? That wasn't a problem. That was a problem that was created by somebody else, not Andrew Luck.
I really am with Will's point about the ownership of Andrew Luck's decision, too. I mean, think about his mindset and who this guy is. As you mentioned, I did go to school with Andrew Luck. The sports, I played basketball. He obviously football. Sports programs saw each other around. This is a very thoughtful, smart guy, super nice. Like, you would never know he was a superstar on Stanford's campus. In fact, even at Stanford's campus, they put athletes in different dorms. I saw Ramona Shelburne tweet this, and I was like, that's so true. Put athletes, not with their teammates, but with other people around the campus so they could also know that there are other people who are great in different things. Andrew Luck always knew that he could do more than football, that there are some people who see football as their only vehicle to success or fulfillment in this life. And I feel like I see someone who, like you said, has clarity, who was thoughtful, who's making a choice about his life.
He's making a choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen A. Smith didn't sit on national television and say Andrew Luck ain't making a choice. Stephen A. Smith didn't sit on the air and say somebody made the choice for Andrew Luck. Of course it's his decision. What are y'all going to say next? The sky's blue? We get all that. What I'm saying is, what provoked it? Because we know, hold on. You know he loves to play. So
He
why?
also loves
Apparently not
himself.
anymore.
He loves
Apparently
his
not
life.
anymore.
He loves life. He's not
Time-
playing with the desperation that many players,
Time out.
perhaps who came from different circumstances or had a different
But once
philosophy
again,
on life,
I agree.
might have.
No,
Andrew knows
hold
there's
on,
much more
Roz.
for him.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is, at the end, regardless of all the valid, very valid points both of y'all make, he quit because he's in pain. Why is he in that pain? Because they didn't protect him. If he was not in excruciating pain, constantly having to fight to be healthy, Andrew Luck would be playing football today with all of those things you just said, with the affluent background,
Possibly.
knowing that everything is cool.
Possibly.
He's going to be all right. There's a life beyond football. Remember, Will, he didn't have to come back after he missed 2017. He didn't. He loves to play,
Look,
and he came back and balled.
We're not debating whether or not he was dealt a fair hand. He was not. He was dealt
But
a
that's
hand
all I'm saying.
with malpractice, with incompetence,
And you said it best,
authoring the beginning of
malpractice.
his career.
Malpractice.
I agree with all that, but I think Roz is hitting on the operative point here, which is he is choosing to walk away. He has options. He has other things he wants to do. He said, I'm tired of rehab. He said, Stephen A., I've lost the joy. And that right there is a man telling you I am in charge of this decision.
If ESPN,
I'm not a victim.
I got it. If ESPN wasn't a broadcast network, and damn it, instead it was a track team, and I walked across the street and somebody hit me with a car, and damn it, I got messed up hip and knees, and I'm limping, I'm hurt all the damn time. Well, guess what? I quit because I'm hurt. I didn't quit because I made a personal decision. I quit because I'm hurt. I'm hurt. It hurts. I'm in pain. I can't do what I used to do. Pain free. How y'all don't understand that? What's wrong with y'all?
Stephen,
what is wrong with y'all?
yeah.
Stephen, have
Come
some
on.
water,
I'm
man.
in pain.
You are
I'm in
fragile.
pain.
You're a little.
You can say I'm
I
fragile.
appreciate. All right,
My throat
you got
is
the
fine.
passion on this. We gotta
My
go.
shoulder's not, but my throat is fine.
More theatrics after the
on.
break. The showdown
What's wrong with
between Jerry Jones and Zeke continues, but find out why it doesn't matter whether Zeke is on or off the field for the Big D this
Understand
season.
y'all.
More First Take
How's your
after
pad?
a
How's your
quick
back pad?
break.
It's good.
You got two
It's good.
pads, right?
What
Good.
does the man who will forever be tied to Andrew Luck think of his sudden retirement? RG3 opens up on Luck running out in Indy. Don't go.
He's got like 3
anywhere.
pads under his seat.
No, the